Today we're taking a look at the Engenius ECS2510FP multi-gigabit switch. I reached out to Engenius to send this over for review so I could test it out in my home lab setup. I really wanted to put this switch through its paces, and I liked that it had quite a large PoE budget for powering access points. I'll be connecting my UnRAID storage server, as well as the other 2.5 gigabit switches in my network, and of course a couple of those Engenius wireless APs. As we buy faster and faster storage, or increase our storage capacity, and we add wireless infrastructure to our network, and of course upgrade our PCs and servers in general, the 2.5 gigabits per second network standard definitely becomes useful. This switch also has some 10 gigabit per second ports. They're SFP plus ports, so you can pretty much plug in whatever you need. In order to support everything though, we do need that solid networking infrastructure. For example, most modern network attached storage devices do have modern hard drives which can actually eat up to 2 or 2.5 gigabits per second worth of network throughput, depending on where the data is stored on the drives and the array speed in general. That would typically be bottlenecked by 1 gigabit per second connections, which is why the newer 2.5 gigabit per second standard is super awesome. It also allows us to reuse most of that existing Cat5e, Cat6 cabling. All you really need is a new switch and new network adapters. Most of the 800 series AMD motherboards and the LGA 1700 and 1851 series motherboards from Intel all support 2.5 gigabits per second now. Like I mentioned, I do have a couple of Engenius APs, so I'm definitely going to make good use of that 240 watt PoE budget. Some of these APs do support PoE Plus in terms of power consumption, so they will draw a little bit more than standard PoE devices, but I should have enough left over if I did want to add security cameras or any other type of PoE device. As for the management functionality on this switch, it's relatively well thought out and pretty well implemented in my opinion. I was able to pretty much do everything I needed with the local web GUI configuration, which is awesome. You do not have to connect this to the cloud or an Engenius cloud account. That being said, you do get a whole lot of extra functionality if you do connect it to the Engenius cloud. This switch, in my opinion, is really positioned for a Soho type deployment. Maybe you have a higher end home lab, or maybe you're just an SMB type business, and you need an easy to use, reliable, and overall good value cloud connected switch. Configuring VLANs in the web GUI, for example, was relatively easy, and so was finding most of the other management options when logged in. Like I said, this switch will work just fine without an Engenius cloud account, which is awesome to see, but if you do want to connect it to the Engenius cloud, you do have the option for a free Engenius cloud account where you can manage the switch through the Engenius cloud on web or through the mobile application, and you don't have to pay anything for it. Engenius does offer a pro license where you get a little bit extra functionality, reporting, historical stuff like that. That might be something you want to look into if you're deploying this as an MSP for a small business. For a home lab or even a small business that doesn't really care about any of that extra stuff, using the free Engenius cloud account is perfectly fine. And it gives you remote connectivity to your switch anywhere in the world pretty much. Engenius has really made a name for itself, offering these remote cloud management capabilities for all of their networking devices. It's super easy to work with the website and the mobile app, whether you're the person in the office who just kind of knows IT stuff, or you're an MSP managing a fleet of these. The cloud account really makes it super simple to manage all of your switches, your access points, and all of the other Engenius networking infrastructure. The setup and ease and central management is really a key differentiating factor for the Engenius products. In my testing for my home lab, I'm pretty much using this switch to connect a couple of the Engenius wireless access points. 2 of them will be for providing a nice good amount of coverage, and the third one I'm going to kind of use as a wireless DMZ connection. That'll be for testing new products that I get, especially ones where I'm not super confident or familiar with what they're actually doing and what their origin or manufacturing origin is. In addition to that, I might power a couple of cameras here and there where the rest of my wired clients and servers are connected to. As you can see, I did choose to rack mount this in the backside of my rack, as that really makes sense because I do have a rack set up and I have quite a few connections now. You definitely don't have to rack mount these. These are perfectly fine if you want to mount it on a desk. The switch does get a little warm, especially when it's busy, but it really doesn't get very hot and it's not very loud. It's definitely way quieter than most of your typical enterprise networking gear as well. Overall, I really enjoyed working with this cloud-connected switch. I think it's going to make for a really solid product offering, looking for a couple of 2.5 gigabits per second ports with PoE and a couple of 10 gig uplink ports. If you're interested in learning more about this switch or the Engenius cloud offerings or just kind of their network infrastructure in general, head down to the description below and I'll leave a couple of affiliate links. If you got any value out of this one, go ahead and smash that like button for the algorithm. If you're interested in more PC component reviews, gaming PC, or home lab server builds, consider getting subscribed to the channel and ringing that bell for notifications. Until next time, keep on home labbing.